hardest parts about setting a goal in general is giving up the parts of yourself that were comfortable, stepping into unknown territory and doing something different. The reality is when we have a way of behaving or acting or engaging in our life and we try to shift that, our comfort zone will yearn for us to come back where it's familiar, where it's safe, where it's comfortable. But the reality is comfort zones don't have any growth opportunity there. And so when you're setting goals and going after your goals, you have to learn to embrace the uncomfortable. And that's what I want to talk about today. So right before this video, I did a 30-minute HIIT workout and a 30-minute urban rebounding workout. And needless to say, it was extremely uncomfortable. I remember doing the last lunge on the entire workout and being like, I'm done. I give up. I don't want to do this because it was uncomfortable. I was tired. I was exhausted. And that's kind of the way it is with goals. You know, when I think back to my book writing process, there were a lot of things that I had to give up. I had to sacrifice scrolling social media whenever I felt like it. I had to sacrifice watching TV. I had to sacrifice sleeping in and hitting the snooze button 10 million times. And to be honest, it wasn't always fun. And to be honest, it definitely wasn't easy. But in the long term, it was worth it. As you're working on your own unique goals, part of that is going to require sacrifice. So giving up things that are in the way of your goal. And then the other part is going to be discipline. So being disciplined and being consistent at going after that intentionally. With all of that, you're doing a total life shift, a total mindset shift, and sometimes it can cause a lot of frustration. But here is one strategy that I have used in the process to really help me learn to embrace the uncomfortable. This strategy is going to sound super simple, but it goes so far. And that is remember your long-term objectives. So if you're working on writing a book and your long-term objective is bringing in lots of money with your royalties or having extra speaking engagements, consider that. If you're working on your weight loss, think about the long-term goals of being able to overcome diabetes or being able to run outside with your kids without being out of breath. Keep your long-term goal at the forefront of your mind. When you're able to keep it at the forefront of your mind, it's going to give you the motivation to keep going. The reality is when we set goals, we have motivation in the beginning. We're like, yes, I'm going to lose all this weight. Or yes, I'm going to stop eating sugar and eat healthy. Or yes, I'm going to finish my book. But that motivation wanes off as you have to start stepping into those uncomfortable situations, as you have to start giving up things that you don't want to give up. And so this is why remembering what you're working towards is so important, because when you keep that in the forefront of your brain, not only does it inform your decisions and your steps in the direction of your goal, but the second thing it does is it makes room for the how. And what I mean by that is when you're like, I don't know how I'm going to wake up early and work out, or I don't know how I'm going to wake up early and find time to write my book. If you remember that, oh, I'm going to wake up early because I want to be able to run with my kids and not be out of breath. Or I'm going to wake up early because I want the extra money and Laura knows I need it from writing my book. Whatever it is, when you have that strong reason and that strong push to go after what it is you desire, then you will make room for that how. I share this video with you to let you know that goal setting is something we should all be doing, but it's not always fun and it's definitely not always easy, but it's worth it. And one thing that I want to encourage you with is think about this. Airplanes take off against the wind, but they land in their destination. So they're pushing against resistance and they land where they need to land. You're going to need to push against the resistance. You're going to need to embrace getting uncomfortable in order to land where you desire to go. All right, guys, I will chat with you in the next video. Have an amazing day.